Hello, my name is Julian Rasch, and on behalf of my co-authors, I will now present to you our work Going, Gone, exploring intention communication for multi-user locomotion in virtual reality. So, when walking through the physical world, this usually does not happen. People don't just disappear. In VR, however, point and teleport is the de facto standard of locomotion, as it is fast, precise, convenient to use, and induces low cyber sickness. Because of this, many additions and variations of point and teleport exist. The Locomotion Vault provides a great overview of these. Where they all add functionality and comfort for individual users, they mostly neglect multi-user support. But what if you want to move through the virtual space together? What is the problem? People lose each other and fail to understand the other player's intentions, because they suddenly disappear and reappear somewhere else. This is not known from the physical world, where body language constantly gives hints where a person wants to go and allows to adapt and synchronize motions. One solution to this is a group teleport, forcing people to teleport together and resulting in the loss of individual movement capabilities. While this ensures players staying together, related work showed people do not like to be moved around and losing their individual freedom of movement. So on one hand, we now have a highly individual single-user point and teleport, and on the other hand, we have a fixed group teleport, forcing players to move together. Between these two extremes, we see a research gap that should investigate a possible intermediate between the two. For this, we see analogies to the single-user teleport preview that ensures correct communication of the intended teleport step of a user and the computer. Could sharing parts of these informations with other players increase intention understanding, increase group feeling, and also improve a more synchronized movement as known from the physical world? To do so, we first deconstructed the single-user teleport preview into the two main information components, the teleport direction and target location. We then can share these components individually or combined with the other player, resulting in 3 different shared visualizations. With a standard teleport, without any shared visualizations for the other player, and a group teleport as baselines, we implemented 5 levels of visualizations. To also account for different experiences in multi-user scenarios, we let each participant experience both of 2 possible roads, leading and following. In total, these 2 independent variables result in 10 conditions. To investigate the effects of the different visualizations, we choose a dyadic navigation task in a maze-like environment, as shown here in a top view as well as a bird's-eye and first-person perspective. Both players start at the location indicated in green and have to navigate to one of 5 potential target locations. On the way towards the targets, they receive no instructions. When both players reach the target location, they get instructed to return to the starting point as a group, with one player being the leading and one the following player. Once both players are back at the starting point, the condition ends and participants fill out the questionnaires. So how does this look like? Here we can see the 4 visualizations without the standard baseline. In every condition, players can see their own trajectory preview and the different visualizations of the other player in different colors. On the top left, we can see the direction preview, showing the direction of the other player's teleport. On the top right, the target preview, showing the teleport destination. On the bottom left, we can see the full preview, identical to the own preview, but in a different color. Finally, on the bottom right, we see a group teleport with a joint movement. To identify differences between the 10 conditions, we use multiple questionnaires. First, we use the single item inclusion of other in the self questionnaire, as well as the social presence component of the game experience questionnaire, both established tests in social VR studies. We then follow with a custom questionnaire, including 6 items to be rated on 5-point Likert scales. After each questionnaire, participants can further enter comments regarding their experience of the previous condition. Looking at the results, we could find comparable ratings between the full and group condition, with both significantly higher ratings compared to the other three visualizations with regard to the group feeling. Against our expectations, not the group condition, but full resulted in the highest rating here. For the freedom of movement, all conditions, with the exception of group, received comparable high ratings. This shows the group and standard condition represent the two fringes of a spectrum between absolute individual freedom on the one hand and a forced group coherence on the other hand. Our data suggests that both approaches show positive characteristics but also impose a negative impact on the experience. While all additional visualizations helped in understanding the intentions of the other player, depending on the player's role in the dyadic setup, either the direction or the target preview helped in better understanding the other's intentions. The same goes for the ease of staying together. Again, depending on their role, target or direction preview received higher ratings. When following with the direction preview, it was easier to stay together, as this allowed the following player to see where the leading player will go next. On the other hand, when leading, players could perceive the target preview of the following player close to their own current position, providing them with knowledge that the following player is just one teleport behind them. As the full preview contains both parts of the information, it received the highest and second highest ratings, independent of the player's role. While the group teleport made it very easy for players to stay together, it did not help the players understand the other player's intentions. Reason for this could be the knowledge that players do not need to pay attention to the other player's intentions in both roles in order to stay together. For the location awareness of the other player, the group teleport remains unmatched, as players always knew the other player was close by. Still, when asked about potential future usage, the group teleport received among the lowest ratings, both from leading and following players. Here, both roles preferred the full preview in our study setup. This, of course, can vary with other tasks or scenarios and needs further investigations. You can find a more detailed analysis and interpretation of the results in our paper. Coming back to the original research gap from before, our results showed that shared visualizations are one intermediate between the standard and group teleport and can indeed cause and support a group feeling comparable to a fixed group teleport, improve the ease of staying together, and improve location awareness in relation to the other player. It can also increase the intention understanding of the other player above the levels of group teleport, all while maintaining the individual's freedom of movement. While the full preview received consistently high ratings, we also noticed that the use of different visualizations strongly depends on the given scenario and role of the players. Especially with a look to potential scalability, more subtle visualizations like direction or target preview will probably show advantages over the full preview, which most likely will result in visual clutter if used in bigger numbers. We think the results from our locomotion-based scenario can also be transferred to other multi-user interactions requiring intention communication and should be investigated in future studies. With this, I thank you for your attention and I'm happy to answer your questions.